Chazor now. The halacha that Rabbi Yehuda said in our Mishnah that somebody who makes a sukkah on his bed is not kosher, is only loishon elo. We only learn talking about somach, where he leaned the schach onto his bed, onto the actual posts of the bed. However, if he just put the schach on top of his bed, but it's not being held up by the bed, it's being held up by 4 wooden posts, kishera is kosher kama. My timer, what is the reason of this halacha that it's okay if it's just on top of the bed but not leaning on the bed? Lemanda Amma, according to the Manda Amma, which said the bed is not good because the fisha ain't a keva, the reason why the bed's no good is because it's not fixed. Then this 4 wooden posters that are in the ground, which happen to be on top of the bed, hariyesh la keva, these 4 posts are fixed into the ground and therefore it's a kosher sukkah. Comma. According to the Manda Amma, the problem with putting your schach leaning on the bed was because the bed's Mikabel Tumah and therefore you're holding up the schach with something which is Mikabel Tumah. These 4 posts, wooden posts which are in the ground, are not Mikabel Tumah and therefore there's no problem putting the schach on these 4 wooden posts just because the bed's underneath it. Okay, let's go. Says the Mishnah, Sukkah Hamaduvleles, comma. A sukkah which is mudavleles, which the Gemara is going to explain what a mudavleles is. And the shade is more than the sun. Kishera is kosher, full stop. Hamu'uva, a schach which is thick, kamin bias like a house, like the roof of a house. Even if you can't see the stars through the schach, mitoicha from inside, kishera, it is kosher. Yeah, was that good?
No.
Yeah. Right, says the Gemara. My Mudavleles question mark. Now here's where we explain what's possible translation of Mudavleles. A sukkah which is Mudavleles. My Mudavleles question mark. What is Mudavleles? Omar Rav. Rav said Sukkah Aniyah full stop. It means a poor sukkah, which means that it's got a very small amount of schach on it.
Patchy, right?
It's patchy. It's very small. It's Aniyah. It's only a small amount of schach on it. That's what Mudavleles means. Ushmol Amar, and Shmuel says Kana Oila, 1 stick going up. V'kana yored, and 1 stick lower down, which means it's up, down, up, down, up, down, full stop. So that's the machlekes Rav and Shmuel. Rav said, sorry? Yeah, 1 beam up, 1 beam down, 1 beam up.
So as in levels, 2 different levels.
Yeah, up and down, up and down, up and down.
1 up, 1 down.
1 up, 1 down. Sukkah Aniyah means a poor sukkah, which means very small amount of schach. Yeah. And Shmuel Amakana Oila Kana Yored means 1 up, 1 down. Every second 1 up, 1 down. Now the Gemara is going to explain how you explain the Mishnah according to these 2 pshatim. So Rav was the one who said Sukkah Aniyah, which means a small amount of schach. Rav Tani. Rav learns our Mishnah Choda. The first 2 halachas of our Mishnah, the Hainu Sukkah Mudavleles, and then it says Vashitilas Merubah Chamasa. He learns it all as Choda, as 1 halacha. It's not 2 cases, it's 1 case. Or Shmuel Tani Tarti, full stop. And Shmuel learns that the 2 first things of the Mishnah are 2 separate cases. Now we're going to explain what we mean. Rav Tani Chada, comma, Rav learns it as 1 halacha. Sukkah Mudavleles, a sukkah which is Mudavleles, comma. Ma'id Mudavleles, question mark. What is Mudavleles? Mudavleles, which means poor.
Higgledy-piggledy.
No, Mudavleles means a small amount of schach. We're not yet up to Shmuel. The next one, exactly. A small amount of schach, Mudavleles, comma, which has to be Shetzilasa Merubah Mechamasa. It has to be.
What's the translation of Mudavleles? What's the translation of Mudavleles?
Mudavleles is just, we don't know what the translation is. Mudavleles means it's something Mudavleles. And we're now explaining. Wait a second, so we're going back to Rav. Rav Tani Chada. Rav learns the first 2 halachas of the Mishnah in 1 case. Sukkah Mudavleles. A sukkah which is Mudavleles, comma. My Mudavleles, question mark. What is this Mudavleles? Mudavleles, which is Aniyah. It's poor. It's only a bit, yeah, exactly. Mudavleles, Lashon Dal, poor. It's only a small amount of schach, which is Shetilasa Merubah Mechamasa Kishera, full stop. The 2 halachas are 1 halacha. It means it's Sukkah Mudavleles, which it makes sure when you have this poor sukkah which has a small amount of schach, you still have to make sure that it's got more shade than sun, because if there's more sun than shade, then it's possible. So you've got a small amount of schach, it's okay, as long as there's more shade than sun. So it's all 1 halacha. Make sure that the Mudavleles has...
What's Mudavleles?
Mudavleles, poor, small amount of schach.
What's the minute thing that wouldn't be kosher?
That wouldn't, if there's Tzilasa, Merubah Chamasa, then it's kosher. What's the chiddush of Aniyah?
So what's Mudavleles?
I don't know.
So what's
Good
Mudavleles?
question. Mudavleles is just what the Mishnah says. We're going to explain what Mudavleles means. Either it means, it's machlokas what it means. Either it's a way of saying pour, small amount of schach, or it's a way of saying up and down.
So going back, Shmuel Tani Tarati.
Or Shmuel Tani Tarti. We're going forward now. Yeah, or Shmuel Tani Tarti. Do you want to go all the way back? No, I haven't yet done that. I don't know
I'm talking about the first one.
Oh, well, later we'll go back.
I'm very
Okay, we'll go over it again in a minute. Let's just get through this. Amar Shmuel Tani Tarti. Shmuel learns the first two halachas of the Mishnah as two separate cases, comma. My muduvleles question mark. What does muduvleles mean? Mabulbeles. Mabulbul, which means mixed up, which means up and down, up and down, up and down. And now the Tariti Katani, two separate halachas is telling us in our Mishnah, two separate cases. Case number one is a sukkah mabulbeles. The first halacha is a sukkah which is up and down, up and down. Kishera, it's kasha. And you can put as a footnote, even if the sun is more than the shade. Because we haven't got any, over here, the Shetilosa is the second halacha, not the first halacha. And therefore, this halacha of sukkah mabulbeles, when there's up and down, a lot of times, because of the up and downs, then the sun can get through. And therefore, when you're sitting in the sukkah, there'll be more sun than shade. It's absolutely fine. Why? Because if you would put them all on the same level, then there wouldn't be more sun than shade. And therefore, we look at it in halacha. We look at. That's a different point. What you just said. Good, very good. They're going to get there. That's when it's even high. There's lavod or chavot rami. The Gemara is going to say both of them in a minute.
So that answered my question before.
No, this is a sukkah niya. This is a different case. This is a sukkah which is more sun than shade, and the reason why it's kosher is because if you flatten it. So two cases. Number one, sukkah mabulbeles kshera, even if it's more sun than shade. And case number two is shetilas merubah chamasa, even if there's a small amount of schach. Or he's saying the same halacha as Rav. If there's a small amount of schach, but it's more shade than sun, then kshera is kosher. Full stop. I'm going to go. Yeah, no.
You don't really need the second halacha.
Well, as much as Rav.
Because Rav held it was one halacha. It's part of the same halacha.
I know, but that's a question that Rabbi Henry's asking.
Yeah, but it's different.
He's asking, what is the chiddush of Rav? If there's more shade than sun, then who cares how much schach is there? You've done what you need to do, which have schach there having more shade than sun. That's a good question. Now that same point is what Shmuel's telling you in his second halacha, that you can have a small amount of schach as long as there's more shade than sun. Two separate halachas he's telling you. Number one, his own halacha of mubaleles, up and down is kosher.
Schach has to be more shade than sun.
So mubaleles means
up and down. Mixed up,
There's
up and
a picture
down.
in the back.
the first one is patchy.
Yeah, patchy, exactly. Now let's just do two more lines of Gemara, and then we'll just go over that Gemara. Amar Abaya. Amar Abaya, says Abaya. Yeah, is everyone okay with going? Amar Abaya, says Abaya, comma. Lo shonu ela, comma. This halacha that it is a problem when it's up, that it's good when it's up and down. This halacha of Shmuel, that when there's one up, one down is okay. She'ein bein zeh lezeh shloisha tefachim. There isn't a space, a gap of 3 tefachim between one and the next one. So if you measure from one to the next, there's less than 3 tefachim space from one to the next. However, if the space is bigger than 3 tefachim from one to the next, going up and down, then it is psula, full stop, it is possible. Now this halacha of 3 tefachim is lavud. No, it says it's only kosher when it's less than 3, which is lavud. If it's more than 3, it's possible. Lavud is yeah. Then we're doing gimel tefachim. Now this is lavud. Yeah, you can do lavud. You connect two things together. Now the Rishonim over here don't discuss it, but in Eruvin they discuss. When you've got here a stick like this and like this, do you measure slanty from stick to stick? Are you trying to connect the sticks, or are you just trying to push it down, which is 3 this way, or 3 on a slant, which means you have to be lower down because a slant is longer. And the Gemara in Eruvin takes on that you have to do it on a slant. So you measure from there to there. Slanty has to be 3 tefachim because Lavud says that they're connected, and we see them all as connected to each other. And then we don't care if the sun gets through and makes it more sun than shade. Yeah, all good. That's the halacha of Abaya. That has to be 3 tefachim.
Can we go to the dot?
No.
No, stop.
We're going to stop here.
Rather be able to know it.
I want to do my chazara. A bit too much.
I know you let you stand up.
Yeah.
I'm Rabbi Yehuda. I
would motion this one. Let's finish the Amud.
We've learned less than 10 minutes. Come on, let's get.
Let's just do one more. There'll be a lot of time for Chazoris though. It's only 9:20.
Amar Rava. Too much. If you want me to know it properly.
No, it's not about rushing. Okay.
I'll know you.
We're gonna. Yes, you
Yeah,
are.
you will. You'll do
I'm
Chazoris.
fully behind.
You're gonna push yourself and you're gonna know it. You'll be
Out
just
on
fine.
YouTube. I'm behind.
Same way you apply yourself in the office, you're going to apply yourself here.
No, I am.
Exactly. That's why he wants to make sure that he knows it.
Standing up for himself.
Okay, Amar Rava. Let's just go this Gemara and we'll do Chazar. We'll do straight afterwards Chazar. Amar Rava. Rava's got another halacha. Afilo yesh bein zel lezesh shleisha tefachim. Even if there is a bigger gap of 3 tefachim slanti, which we said a minute ago that there's no lavod anymore, and therefore it's possible. It depends what the case is. Amar Rava Kama. Afilo yesh bein zel lezesh shleisha tefachim nami. Even if there is 3 tefachim, it is okay. Kama. Lo yamarin ella. That there's a problem when the 3 tefachim is kama she'eim begagoy tefach. The sticks are not a width of a tefach. Yeah, this way, a width. The actual beams are not a width of a tefach. Aval yesh begagoy tefach kama. If the beams are tefach wide, kishera it is kasha kama wide. The amrinon chavoit romu. We say bring it down. So until now we were talking about doing love, which means connected one stick to the other stick. So to do connections, you need less than 3 tefachim. There's another halacha that you can always just push things down to the level of something else, which is chavoit rami. Push it down.
In Erevin, obviously they don't hold that.
In Erevin, no, we do. That's the Gemara there discussed on that same Gemara. Because if you don't want, only if it's a tefach you can do it. If it's less than tefach you can't push it down.
Right.
Has to be at least a
That's
tefach.
okay.
Yeah, when it's a tefach and it's more, then you can bring it down.
Avoid
In
wrong.
Erevin it says you have to measure.
Is that the same as
Good achis. No, lavod is 3 tefachim connection. This is pushing things down. Rashi explains that there's a halacha. I don't know if any of you know that when you have a mechitza of 10 tefachim, and then under it is a gap of less than 3, then you push the mechitza down and you connect it to the ground. Rashi says this halacha chavot rami, they're both the same halacha l'mishri Sinai. Pull things down. When you're pulling the edge of a mechitza, it's called good achis, pulling it down, and chavot rami means pushing the actual thing down, which is chavot.
We have that case, no? If you can fit an animal underneath.
Yeah, that's good achis, where you're just lengthening the schach, the mechitza,
Right.
and this is bringing the whole thing down. That's chavot rami. Those are the 2 halachas which are learned out exactly the same halacha l'mishri Sinai.
So what you can lengthen when it's over 3 tefachim, but chavot rami is
When it's less than 3, you can connect, irrelevant how wide they are.
Right.
And then there's another halacha, even if you can't connect them, but if the actual thing is a width, if it's tefach wide, then it can bring it down, the whole thing down, and therefore it
you
can
won't be
be.
able to do that unless you have really thick bamboo.
Well, you do if you have thick tefach wide, and that's what I was telling you
Right.
that you're okay to go. So you got 2 options of doing this up and down schach. 2 options that we're doing. Either it doesn't matter how wide they are, as long as it's less than 3 tefachim from one to the next, or if they're tefach wide, then even if it's more than 3 tefachim from one to the next, you pull it all the way down and you put them all on level and you're good to go.
Quick question, Nami lo omron, what's that?
Amar Rava, afilo yesh bein zeh sheif t'shloisha tefachim nami, lo yamoran ella. So afilo yesh bein zeh sheif tefachim kama, lo yamoran ella kala. This the halacha that we said that it doesn't work is only said she'ein begagei tefach if they're not a tefach wide. However, if they are tefach wide, yes begagei tefach. If these beams are a tefach wide, kishera they are kosher even if there is more than 3 tefachim. Darmina chavot rami because you can pull it down.